which was most of the day. In fact, it was pretty much all day. And we got back like sometime around 4 o'clock, I think. Not exactly sure, but late.
What time were you supposed to be back to go on the trip?
At 3, I believe.
So were you intentionally late?
Yes, we were intentionally late, and I didn't want to be too late, but I wanted to be late enough to miss the trip, and I knew that my dad had arranged this trip, and he had to do it, assuming he wanted to, something unusual wasn't planned, and so we showed up, and they were still there.
When you said you didn't want to be too late, why didn't you want to be too late?
Again, I didn't want to get my dad to think that we were purposely avoiding the trip, and then have him think something strange was going on with us.
When you got back to the house, had they left already?
No, they were still there.
How did you feel when you saw that?
I knew it when I pulled in because the cars were still there, and I just kind of pulled in anyway. And I believe my mom immediately came out of the house upset that we were late and let's go, and basically went right back in the house, and they had things arranged, whatever they were going to take. And it was just like a whirlwind of activity, and I never had a real chance to talk to my brother about maybe we shouldn't go or what. Next thing I knew, we were heading for their car to go. Mom was putting everything in Dad's car, and we had some discussion about taking 2 cars.
Who wanted to take 2 cars?
I wanted to take 2 cars.
Why?
Just thought it was safer to take 2 cars. And Dad was insistent that we take the 1 car. And
did you sometimes take 2 cars when the whole family was going to the same place?
Sometimes we took 2 cars, sometimes we took 1 car. Well, neither would be real unusual. But I, again, didn't want to have a problem with him, so I just said fine, and we sat in the back. And
what did you think was going to happen on the fishing trip?
We felt that the fishing trip was arranged to kill us in a way that nobody could know.
Why did you go?
We shouldn't have gone, but I don't really know why we went. We didn't know what else to do. And it was just a constant thing with me that I did not want to give my dad the impression that I was going to go tell people like I had given him the impression before, apparently. At least that's what he thought. And so I basically just went along with the things he insisted on. And so I went. We just hoped nothing would happen. Hope we were wrong.
When you got to the fishing boat, what happened then?
We got to the marina, which I don't believe I'd ever been to before, at least not that area. And there was this sort of scruffy kind of, I guess it was a boat captain guy hanging out in the dock, and my dad ran up to him and they started talking. And then my mom got the stuff out of the back, and we followed her toward the dock. And then we got over to the boat, which was very different than I expected. And both my brother and I the whole thing was very strange, and it made us even more nervous.
What was very strange?
Just the boat was a very small wooden boat, and we had expected, we had been deep sea fishing before in Florida, and they were always, big. I'm not sure what boats are made out of, but like big white yacht type boats with and this was a very small wooden boat with just one little section in the middle. It just didn't seem like the kind of thing that my father would rent to do his deep sea fishing. So I could tell my brother was real nervous, and I just didn't say anything about it. Commented on the size of the boat, something like that, and the captain said something. He seemed all right, the guy, but I figured he was either working for my dad or he wasn't. And so we got on, and we left.
And where did you spend your time on that trip?
We definitely stayed away from my parents just felt, it sounds stupid, but we felt that at the very least we could jump off if we saw something unusual was going on. And we just tried to do it in a way that didn't look like it was obvious, but that it was difficult for them to get to us. And luckily the boat was designed in a way that you really couldn't get around the side to the front easily. You almost fell off. You had to like swing yourself around almost. So we just stayed up there.
Up there being?
In the front of the boat. And my dad stayed in the back with the captain guy, and my mom was back there.
Was your mom in the back with your dad the whole time, or was she?
No, Mom was mostly in the middle section, inside. And I wasn't sure what she was doing inside, but she was in there.
Was the front of the boat a comfortable place to be?
No, I felt, it seemed like you weren't supposed to be in the front of the boat, and which is why we liked being up there, because it was very hard to get to, but it wasn't designed for people to hang out there. And it was a very cold, windy, like choppy waters, and the boat sort of bounced along and water would come up, and it was extremely uncomfortable and freezing. Which was, I was wondering if my dad was going to wonder why we were staying up there when it was clearly freezing and uncomfortable. But we stayed anyway.
Did you get wet?
Yes.
Did you stay up there through the whole trip?
Basically the whole trip. We came back when my dad caught the sharks.
Why'd you go back when your dad caught the sharks?
He told us to come back, and I couldn't refuse. They had caught a shark, so it seemed like legitimate. So we went back, and there was a little shark, and so we did whatever we did with that with Dad and the captain, and I think that's pretty much the only time we went back. My brother might have gone back for something else, maybe to use the restroom or something, but I don't remember.
When you went back when your dad caught the shark, was the boat captain there?
Yes.
Was your mom there?
Yes.
Were you afraid when you went back?
I was afraid the whole trip, but I wasn't particularly afraid about it's. We had caught a shark, and so I wasn't necessarily thinking that there was something going on. But we definitely didn't want to go back, but there was just nothing we could do. If my dad said, come on, boys, help with the shark, we were going to have to come.
What time did you get back from the fishing trip?
We all got back around, somewhere around midnight.
And what did you do then?
And my brother and my dad, I think, they went in the house upstairs somewhere, and my brother and I managed to leave in his car and go over to UCLA.
And what did you go over to UCLA for?
We just wanted to talk, and we had not had a chance to talk really privately.